I just had my cousin come over. I texted him. I was like, Zach, what are you doing today? And he said, nothing. I was just trying to get rabbit cages together. And I actually decided to fix the 2 rabbit cages that that I was going to make into a 6-foot cage. I fixed those 2, the bottoms, and I want to get them up in there, and then I can actually pull my 2 blues out and put them in their own pin. And then little Dot is actually a buck, so I'm not going to end up keeping it, but it's only like 12 weeks old right now, and it's very tiny because it dealt with some bloat. It's got a pretty big stomach too right now, so I'm still wondering if it's still just dealing with the bloat, but it's actually got done, through it. And then Pumpkin's whole litter seems to be pretty bloated besides one little black one. So I treated everybody in that litter for the bloat, and we'll see how it goes. They're off feed and they're off water. Pumpkin, she's pretty lively. She's in there running around and stuff, being a frisky doe. And we'll have plans to breed the 2 blues, the 2 blue does that were from Bluebell. We'll plan to breed them this month with Miss Beautiful, which is my broken chestnut. That's out of Honey. And then Pumpkin, Miss Zoe, Miss Majestic, or Magnificent, my steel doe. And then Miss Blue Diamond. So that is 8 does that'll be specifically bred. And then I went through and actually seen dewlaps coming on all my does that I bred besides one, which happens to be Miss Lily again. I don't know. If she doesn't take this time around, I'm going to end up butchering her, because I need does that are going to breed very easily and not have such a hard time breeding with them. And I'm going to get all my hay feeders put up, and I'm going to put hay in there, and that's all they're going to get too. I think I'm just kind of overfeeding them, even though I got them down on a cup of grain a day, a cup of pellets. But I'm giving them quite a bit of hay, because I feel like when they see me, they're biting at the cage doors. They act like they're very hungry, and I don't like that. But at the same time, I need to do something different. I've got my blanket here. I'm starting the 3rd row. I'm going to sew all the bottoms on first, I think is how I'm going to do it. And I started with a black one, and I think I'm just going to do it backwards. I'm going to start from how I originally had it and just work myself backwards on it for that 3rd row anyways, for the colors. So I thought I would let you guys know that, give you an update. The goats look great. The rest of the baby rabbits look great. I did lose one little white one, somehow got out of the nesting box and then got through the cage. And like I said, that's something I did not like about the dormer cages, is that they have that big gap at the bottom. And Billy's like, they can't get through that. And I'm like, yeah, they can. And sure enough, there was a white one that was dead on the ground. So I did lose a white one. I'm not sure who it came from. I would have to go back through and count, because all of them had at least 2 white ones in the litter. I think it might have been Miss Haley's, because it was closest to her pen. But at the same time, that is what we're dealing with. And I'm letting those rabbits soak, because those are rabbits that I actually think I'm going to save for us. I wish I could wait and actually raise the rabbits to that size. You're looking at, they're over 4 months right now. Almost 5 months old. They would be 5 months around the 19th or 18th of this month. And today's the 4th, February 4th. And I think that would be a good thing. But like I was telling my cousin Zach, I said that I would love to somehow be able to put all my litters, once they turn 8 weeks or something, put all my litters in together if I'm planning not to keep anything. If I'm planning to keep something, I could just keep it in with Mama until she's about ready to kindle, and then it should be old enough to where we can actually see. Because Zach, on the other hand, he's the one that's been sexing my rabbits for me because I cannot see to do that. And I noticed today that Miss Classy, well, I noticed that both Classy and the little black one, which I can't remember what I was going to name it anyways, but they're very friendly. And like I was telling Zach, I said, I've noticed that the very friendly ones are the ones that end up being girls, or end up being bucks. And the ones that are more standoffish, but are curious at the same time, but they're standoffish, they end up being more of a doe. And I was like, I should have figured that Classy was a girl, because I could pick that rabbit up and it was fine. It wouldn't try to scratch me, it wouldn't try to get away. It'd just sit there and want to be petted. Same with the black one. It would climb up into my arms and want to be held. And I was like, man, the face on it and everything looked a little different than the two blues that were in there, but I thought maybe one of the blues was a buck too, but Zach said no, they're definitely girls. And when he sexed these two, they definitely had a little thingy come out. So they definitely were bucks. He said it's a lot easier for him to tell when they're a little older like this, but he said, I'm going to have to recheck my own. He said now that I thought that I had girls and I thought that these were girls too. But see, this is what I've noticed on Zach. When he sexes them, he will tell me, I think this is a girl. And then he'll say, this is a girl. This one's a buck. I think this is a girl. So the ones that he thinks that are girls, so far, have ended up being bucks. So if I'm not for sure anymore that he is for sure, like if he doesn't say this is a girl, I don't think I'm going to end up keeping it, because that is, you're talking another 6 weeks that I fed that rabbit thinking it was a girl and hopes for this month to breed it. And the only reason how I found out it was really a boy is that I took it out and tried to feel, and I noticed that on the sides of it was kind of squishy feeling. Like a girl does not feel squishy on the sides. And then I thought, well, I'm planning to breed this rabbit anyways with Samson, so let me just throw it in there and see if it will settle or not, or if it's going to fight with Samson, or vice versa. Exactly what it did. They went to fighting. Samson did end up trying to breed it, but it wouldn't lift at all. And it was still trying to, it would try to breed Samson. Samson was trying to breed it. They were pulling fur out of each other. So I ended up pulling them out, and I'm like, yeah, you're definitely a buck, I can tell. So I'm like, yep, that black one's probably a buck. So then I, texted Zach and asked him, and he's like, yeah, just let me get around and I'll come over. And before I knew it, he was here within an hour, and I was like, dang, that was fast. I didn't expect him to be here so fast. And then he had the rabbits butchered, and I got the hides salted, and he took I give him the hearts, the livers, and the kidneys because he likes taking those. And then he takes all the guts and the heads and the feet. He saves the feet himself. I think he does keychains or something with them. And then he feeds the guts and stuff to the chickens that at his mom's house. So everything gets used. And then he said he's thinking about doing brain tanning later after he can figure it out on his own rabbits. And I asked him how the little boy was doing that I gave him. That looked a lot like Classy. And he said that he sent me a picture and stuff and says that he will pee on the back panels and stuff and then roll all over. And I said, that's a buck for you. That's just them being territorial and, marking their territory. And I said, now watch. I said that the Classy buck, he was marking his chin all over the carrying cage that he was in. And I said, that's him putting his scent glands on marking himself on there too. I said, they'll do that. So with that being said, that's the update. I had somehow H&R Block that we get our taxes from told me that last Friday was supposed to be our tax day, and then we went there and they're saying, no, you're scheduled for the 4th, which is today. And I'm just like, I wrote it down as they told me. So this is the second time I've called in to make an appointment. And they've told me one day and then it was scheduled out for another day. So hopefully we get some good fundings back. We don't owe nothing. And we'll just be able to get everything done and settled. We were supposed to have the light fixtures and that done this Friday, according to the contractor, and then late next week they're supposed to come in and do drywall, and that should be at 80% of the house being done, and then I can let the mortgage company know and they can submit us the rest of the funding so we can get that to the contractor too, and then finish the house later this spring, like the flooring and stuff. But he said that they would be in to paint the walls and stuff, and they would do the flooring, later. And I said to just probably wait till this spring. We're not really too gun-ho on trying to get the flooring done because the whole house has to be done. And they're saying it's around $8,000. That's with labor for them to do everything, and that's with moving stuff and then putting the hardwood floors down, or it's laminate flooring actually, waterproof, resistant, pet resistant, scrape resistant. I don't know, all kinds of stuff. So I don't even know what color they were picking. I showed him 2 different ones and he said, which one do you want? And I said, you choose. Surprised me. So I kind of know what I'm looking at. It's like a grayish brown looking wood floor, but I'll show you when it's done later this year. So thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna keep letting them rabbits soak for a little longer, and then I'm gonna get them vacuum sealed and go from there. So this video will be kind of short, but it's just mainly just a talking one anyways, because I'm going to try to get that one side panel done, and then I've got to do a little bit of other stuff, like go down and get the rest of my laundry and put that away too, and make me another tea. That'd be nice. I'm finally in, but I do need to get my husband to cut me some of the wood that we kept from the rafters and stuff at 30 inches so I can get my next 2 cages up and get the boards on there like I want to hold the trays with and go from there. So thank you guys for being here, and thank you for viewing our video, and we'll see everybody next time. God bless you all.